Hello, everybody.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Alessandro.
My name is Maddie, and we're your commentators today.
Yeah, we will be your commentators today for the Play versus Vermont State Championship bracket.
Hey, Tech Booth, please mute the stream.
It's a little loud there.
Please mute the stream on your Twitch tab, Tech Booth. I see it was coming from...
Don't worry, that was definitely not my phone. Clearly not.
All better. Anyway, we've got a really exciting thing going on here. We have the Vermont High School Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Championship.
Yeah, so Play versus able to do a national tournament for Smash Bros. And a bunch of other different games. But for state championships, when you have a certain amount of teams, we're actually able to hold a small bracket actually for the top competing teams.
Absolutely, so that's what we've got going on here today.
So it looks like I think some people are just setting up their names and stuff in the first streaming.
We've got a very exciting first player who's actually coming in remote, which is exciting. So they're setting up an arena right now to get them brought in.
Exactly. So we've got the arena set up for the moment, but until then, we'll just kind of hang out, chill out, and wait for that to start.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm excited for Smash Bros. What is the thing you want to see most today?
Players having fun. You know, the kids put a lot of work in this year. This is the first actual time we get to do something like this in person, and I think the kids are really excited that they can do something like this. So just to see them perform well, have a good time.
That's a really good answer. I was going to say Game & Watch down throw the judge.
Okay, that's fair point.
But your answer was the correct answer. That's the right thing to say.
Okay, if you want to get literal, based on some of the players that I know that are here, just want to see some, consistent gameplay. A lot of the players that I know here have been working really hard this season, and they put in a lot of work to get to this position, and I know all of them can play at a really very good level, and I just want to see them do their best. Specifically, we have people who have been playing Smash Bros. For very long portions of their life, and I know that they can do some really insane combos and pull some really cool stuff off. So I just want to show, the people that are watching, what it's actually all about.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense to me, and I'm definitely excited to see some of the young competitors here today, because I got a burning love for Smash Bros. It's one of my favorite games in the world, and it's absolutely exciting to see the young bloods,
Exactly.
The rookies.
Yes, Smash Bros. Has been a huge part of my life ever since I was probably 6 years old. So just being able to actually stream it and cast it and show people, locally, hey, this is part of who we are. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, it's an absolute delight to be hosting y'all here.
Oh, absolutely. Champlain College has been so much fun. The room is exciting. All the kids are just they're floored. They're like, wow, this place is insane.
No, I heard some of them come in and go, wow. And that was awesome to hear just people audibly saying. Super duper exciting for me. Definitely. And you mentioned being into Smash Bros. Since 5 or 6, same deal. Get this. Vivid memory in kindergarten, I brought the game manual for Smash Bros. Brawl in.
Uh-oh.
I was so excited.
Yeah.
I just wanted to read all about it, and I lost the game manual that day. I don't have my Brawl manual anymore. But I was an excited kid, so I've got a similar story of Smash Bros. Has been part of my life for my whole life, and so it's really exciting to sit here today and get to talk about it and commentate over it.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Like I said, these, we have student athletes who want to, show their skill. There's a lot of effort that goes into being a student athlete, and people, they put a lot of time into it, and I'm really excited to see it pay off today.
Absolutely, yeah. I think a lot of people, when they think of student athletes, they don't remember the sort of juggling act that goes on there, because at the bare minimum, you've got academics and the athletics, and a lot of people in this case wouldn't even think of esports as athletics, but here we are.
Exactly, yeah.
Thanks to Play Versus, being able to do that and say that we can, and remind people that there's a lot of dedicated young people who really care about things like this. And so it's nice to see that on display, and I hope everyone enjoys that the opportunity to put that out there in the world.
Yeah, I'm also excited to see, this grow. Because right now we only have 4 teams today, but possibly next year we could have up to 6, maybe 8, possibly even 10, depending on how things go. So I'm super excited to see how this evolves over time, with it being our first go around this year. So I'm super excited to see where it goes.
So what I'm hearing is there's going to be more years of it.
Absolutely, there's going to be plenty of more of this to come, and we're all super excited to see where that goes. But I know all the coaches are super excited that this is happening. In person is something that we don't really get to do a lot of. So we're super excited to not only just have like this in-person tournament, but that to actually be able to compete for something. The state championship is on the line, and it's true. People are really excited for that.
By the end of today, we're going to know which high school team is the best high school team in Vermont.
That's true.
Guaranteed by the end of today.
By the end of today, hopefully in a few hours, we will get that information, and that's something that hasn't been able to be said before. So being the first, it's a good one.
We're innovators here.
Oh yeah, watch out, everyone. Here we come.
Here we come.
So it's gonna be a fun time. Like I said, I think we're still getting things set up out there. We do have some playing remotely, so it takes a couple minutes to get the arena all set up to be able to have the match played correctly.
Absolutely.
So just waiting a few minutes on that. But we're glad to be here. I'm glad to be here, sitting commentating.
Let's talk rules.
Oh.
Because we've got Play Versus has a pretty unique format that's super interesting, and I'm very excited for. If you'd like to take a point on explaining, be
Yeah, absolutely. So Play Versus does an interesting way of having a quote-unquote game take place. What you might call, a game of basketball on a high school league or a game of football, it's going to look obviously very different, not only just because it's video games, but the way in which it's played. Because video games, there's so many different factors that go into playing one specific game. Playing one game just isn't enough. Just like how in basketball you play sometimes multiple games when you get closer to the championship. This is the same way. So in one game, it's a series. It's the first to 5 points, and
Or first to 3, best of 5.
yeah. See, even I have to remind myself sometimes because it's a little confusing. But each player essentially will get to play up to 3 games, more than likely 2, but up to 3 if necessary. And in those 3 games, when you win one of those games, you get essentially a game point. And when you get to 2 game points, you win that overall game, and then you get 1 series point, which is a little confusing because you're going to hear the term game and series be thrown around, and you might think it's the reverse, but it's actually not.
Yeah, game's the larger one here.
And then after player 1 from either school wins, we go to the next one, the next player, and then so on and so forth until
The game is won,
exactly.
and then we move on in bracket. It's beautiful.
It's simple in theory, hard to get in the beginning.
Yeah, once you see it in motion, folks, you'll understand perfectly.
But describing it is a little finicky. But once the playing starts, it'll be much easier to follow.
Absolutely.
And luckily, Play Versus makes it so that new characters are banned, so we don't have to worry about certain player not wanting to be able to play a certain player. So everyone's just able to have fun and be able to truly show what they're made of with every character that they play. So I'm really excited about there's no player or character bans. And outside of that, there are certain stages that are what we like to call competitively viable. And yeah, there's going to be what we like to call stage striking in Smash Bros. So whoever the home team will strike one of the starter stages in game 1, and then it'll go back and forth until they select a stage, and that's the stage they'll fight on.
Absolutely. And we've got a pretty standard affair of stages here. If you've played Smash Bros. Before, or tuned into an event similar to this one, we got Battlefield and Town and City and Pokemon Stadium 2 and Smashville and Small Battlefield as our starter stages, and our counter picks are Hollow Bastion, Kalos, and Final Destination.
Pretty standard set, nothing too out of the ordinary. That's what modern tournaments are running nowadays.
FD is counter pick is interesting, but it makes perfect sense because it's a very polarizing stage. So
Yeah.
not having it take up a starter ban is super nice. I'd imagine we're going to see a lot of Pokemon Stadium too.
Pokemon Stadium 2, I believe, was the most picked stage overall. It's super easy to play on for a lot of characters.
It's the rule of cool neutral stage for most people.
Exactly. Any characters with projectiles loves playing on Pokemon Stadium as a starter stage.
Tell you what, when playing Mac, I miss Pokemon Stadium 1 though. Get this.
Yeah.
Get this. Stadium 1 platforms, couple pixels lower than Stadium 2 platforms. Mac can single hop Stadium 1, he can't Stadium 2. You gotta
It's a
wave
big difference.
Yeah, it's a wild difference, and it just means you get good at wave landing. But
Exactly. What a difference a couple pixels will make in a game like Smash Bros. Where pixels are everything.
You say that about a lot of games, but pixels are everything in a game of Smash Bros. And I think we're ready for game one.
Absolutely, it looks like it. We've got Tim and Yap Dragon coming up here from Milton and Hazen, respectively. Just super duper exciting. It looks like we're picking stage here. We'll see what they pick.
But I would say most commonly we're probably going to see a PS2 here on the starter stage. If I had to guess, the only thing that we might other see, depending on obviously the character choice, might be Town and City, but we'll see. At least
Town could create space, yeah.
in my experience, Smashville, Town and City usually get struck pretty commonly. So we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. I could see maybe Battlefield depending on character, because some characters, Donkey Kong, Mac enjoys it. I'm trying to think who else is Mario. You get the early
Mario's
kills
here,
off of
Samus.
the top platform there.
Falcon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Falcon for sure with his up B Raptor boost.
Yeah.
So I could see maybe a Battlefield tri-plat situation going on.
A lot of vertical combo characters love Battlefield because that top
Exactly.
platform.
Or just if they have a really strong Fox, really strong up smash,
Oh, yeah.
really strong kill moves that are vertical, just because you can get them even closer really quickly.
Exactly. So we'll see how it goes. Looks like stage selection can take just a few minutes here, just deciding between the players, going back and forth. Obviously, some characters are better on one stage compared to another, so that's a lot of things that people have to take
Absolutely.
into account.
Got to make sure we're deliberating here. So what do you know of Tim and Yap Dragon here? Do we have any insider intel or?
So I definitely have inside information on Tim. Yap Dragon, not as much, but I do know that Tim plays a variety of interesting different characters. His best character, I believe, is his Pikachu. I know that he plays that the most. I know he also likes to play Falco on occasion, and if he's really feeling himself, he will pull out the Ganondorf for fun. But it looks like we do have the stage selection, and it looks like it might be Town and
City. I'm hoping to see some crazy spikes with that character list, by the way. That's what I'm wanting to see.
Yeah. You never know what it's going to be, but a lot of the characters that Tim plays love going for spikes. But it looks like it's going to be Pikachu Pit. Yap Dragon pulling out the regular Pit. So we will see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, Pit's most honest character in the game. Whoever decided that didn't realize he could shield midair. I kid. But no, it's super exciting. I think we're going to have a really fun match here with some cool combos and a little bit of spacing here from Tim's Pikachu.
Absolutely. Looks like Tim already going in for a couple easy combos that he can get. And the down B to start it off. What a good start.
A huge
thunder.
thunder.
Like he got Yap Dragon just a little off guard.
Special fall, and that goes the first stock. But we're resetting to neutral. We're hanging. Oh, are we having a button check?
No, looks like
No, we're in it. Okay.
Looks like everything's all set. Looks like Tim's going to go back to the combos with Pikachu.
Okay, a little.
Getting the Nair loops a little bit.
Yeah. Looking for that thunder, but the
Might be able to reflect that time.
upper, I forget what it's called. Goodness. But unfortunately, I feel like Yapdragon right now is having a little bit of a hard time getting back to stage against Tim's super strong edge guarding here, and I'm curious.
Like the Thunder Spike into Pikachu is going to take stock number 2.
Up throw, yeah. I'm curious what Yapdragon will do going forward to adapt here.
Looks like Tim just applying a lot of pressure with Thunder Jolt and getting in with the grabs.
Absolutely.
Hard to deal with a character like Pit, who's just, you know, like we said, just kind of nothing really too crazy here. Looks like Yapdragon maybe try to go for that top platform for safety.
Nice. Just get some distance, because Pikachu can get in with T-Jolt, but it is nice to just have some space to think, because right now I feel like Tim's doing a great job really just laying in and keeping Yapdragon on the back foot.
Extend a little bit, but Yapdragon able to stay alive there.
Here we go. This could be big.
With Thunder, try to go for
Yeah.
again. There it is. A Thunder Spike again. Tim is going to take game 1 here. Let's see how Yapdragon tries to adapt to the Pikachu. Very oppressing in game 1.
Yeah, that was fast-paced and fun. That's absolutely everything you would expect from Pikachu. A lot of quick combos, a lot of using T-Jolt to get in, and just really keeping an eye on the ledge here.
Yeah, Pikachu.
Just one of those characters just able to quickly overwhelm you with that Thunder Jolt. It's just such an amazing projectile that he can spam in the air, gets him out of combos sometimes. It's really hard to deal with.
Yeah. It's really tricky, and then getting caught in those multi-hitters because his back air is neutral air.
Forward air even.
Yeah, forward air, and the soft hits of down air, those will all just keep you really busy and can really throw off your rhythm if you're looking for even just to tech them or to get out of a situation. And of course, you know, those vertical combos, up throws, up airs, and of course that confirm into Thunder can be really scary for someone like Pit, who is trying to spend a lot of time in the air.
Yeah. Pit, who just loves being in the air with his 5 jumps, and the neutral air being a great move and having great
Forward air is
aerials.
a really reliable multi-hitter.
So
string into itself.
Being in the air is really where you want to be with Pit, and Tim just able to take advantage of that with Thunder and the up airs.
Exactly. So it makes me wonder if we're going to see maybe some more grounded play from Pit, you know, trying to use arrows to create space, or maybe bring out the Guardian Orbitars to reflect back some of those T-Jolts.
Yeah, we did see that, Yapdragon was able to side B that Thunder.
Yeah, the
Interesting
reflector.
to just-
We see any more of that in game 2.
Absolutely, and we're looking the same characters.
Yeah, and we didn't quite know what stage we're on, so this will be a surprise for us
It
too.
will, as we head into game 2 here.
Looking headed on to Pokemon Stadium 2. Easy stage to pick. You know, one of the safest, stages to be on.
Absolutely, you know, it's the classic neutral stage. It's in Melee they'll gentlemen to Battlefield. Here we gentlemen to PS2.
Looks like Tim trying to stay early again with that Thunder and the Thunder Jolt. Getting Yapdragon off stage there with the back air. Overextension though.
Ooh, oh, that doesn't put you in special fall. I didn't know that. Pit side B, that's some good character knowledge there, but a great F smash to ledge guard there and seal that stock out from Tim. Only 30% on there.
Let's see if Yapdragon is able to respond at all to the Thunder Jolt. It's so hard to deal with. Looks like a missed recovery there is going to send Yapdragon back a little farther than he.
It's a really unfortunate self-destruct there.
See if Tim's probably just going to capitalize on it. Looks like he is. Hard to get out of that.
Yeah, this is looking really rough, but it is Smash Bros, so we never say never. I have seen some crazy comebacks, and it all starts with a crazy reflector like that. That was wonderful.
Yeah, the reflector is just super strong from Pit, and Pit actually has 2 reflectors, which makes it a lot harder to deal with. You never know which one's going to come out.
That's an interesting freestyle right there. The grab release and the jab. I don't necessarily dislike that.
It's an interesting thing to do. But it looks like, unfortunately, Yapdragon's going to fall game 2, and it looks like Tim's going to take this series, putting up 1-0 for Milton.
Absolutely. Big old 2-0 there.
Excellent work from both players, though. For what it's worth, Yapdragon was putting out some really solid neutral there and was finding ways in on Tim. I think going forward, finding ways to capitalize on that a little more and really turn those advantages into taking stocks and sealing games. Because Yapdragon found that grab and found those stray aerials and those stray hits, and that was really good. It's getting through the Pikachu wall, which is so difficult.
Yeah, the Thunder Jolt wall, it's super hard to get in. Even if you know, you were to reflect one of them, the second one always comes in, and it's hard to deal with both at the same time.
Exactly. Maybe try to like short hop through it could be helpful or something to that degree.
The weird thing is that Pikachu's Thunder Jolt, when it gets reflected, doesn't cancel the second one coming in.
Yeah, they'll just go through each other.
So it's really hard to like, what am I supposed to do if there's one coming at me when I already have one being reflected back at my opponent?
Yeah, right. Which is when you have to try to adapt to the timing there, and that's another really difficult thing. So, absolutely, big kudos to Yap Dragon for finding their way through that Pikachu wall for those grabs and for those stray aerials, and hopefully we'll get to see them again in the future. Maybe capitalizing a little more on those advantageous moments, finding a throw string, finding something off of those aerials.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Hopefully we'll get to see some more of Yap Dragon in the future. But right now, we're just in the waiting game to see who the players decide for Series 2.
Series 2.
And, you know, Milton, the school itself has two of some of the best players. They're actually brothers, believe it or not.
That'll do it, man. You get to play together all the time and just really grind the game, and you'll get really good really fast. I think a lot of the best players
Just play the game a lot because they love it.
Yeah. And it looks like now I believe we're setting
Up the arena for the Series 2. We might actually have been. I thought we were doing that for Series 1, but it looks like we're doing it for Series 2, which is an interesting choice.
Okay.
So that might just take a minute or two. But until then, I have a strong suspicion that the second brother, Tim's brother, Kyle, is coming in next. He likes to play Little Mac.
Oh, gotcha. I'm a little bit of a Little Mac aficionado, so I'm very excited. I've been playing him since he dropped in Smash 4, and I've been playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for as long as I can remember.
Oh, yeah. So I'm very, very excited about this.
I think I maybe saw a glimpse, I think, of small Battlefield coming out. So let's see what we have going on.
All right, yeah, we got Maul and Mini Ninja.
Yep, so Mole is Kyle.
Little
There's the
Mac.
Little Mac.
We love to see it.
Looks like we got
All
Kirby
right.
from Mini Ninja. Interesting matchup here.
I'm 50-50 on how this could go, because Kirby does have some disadvantages. He wants to be in the air, and Little Mac is Don't Land on Me, the character.
Exactly.
And he's really light. So KO Punch is going to kill really early. Those smash attacks are going to kill really early. However, Kirby's small and is going to be in the air a lot, which means Little Mac's got to catch him.
Exactly.
Which could be really huge here, but right now we're seeing some big damage from Maul here. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, Little Mac just super easy to, dish out damage with those strong smash attacks. It really just racks up the damage huge. Well, this would be good for Mini Ninja if Little Mac isn't able to recover, but he does.
That's a nice little safe recover low. Ooh, that was cheeky. Land on the stage and dodge roll behind. We do have KO Punch on deck. Oh, letting it rip there. Going for a big read, but it just wasn't quite there. See, nice big up smash reading the roll from Mini Ninja. But Maul's gonna live it. And ooh, the F tilt and the dash attack are gonna trade. Both players making it back. Nice work using the air cutter to create space, but the dash attack's gonna cross up and the turnaround F smash will seal that stock.
But Kirby trying to fire right back with an F smash of his own. Both smash attacks from these characters are so deadly, and there it is from Mini Ninja getting the F smash in.
We're even game. Both have dropped a stock. Percents are still pretty even, but we can see Maul's already starting to rack up with those dominant Little Mac tilts. They're very fast.
And Little Mac just being able to deal out such quick damage with the tilts, having some of the fastest tilts in the game is just so hard to deal with for a lot of characters. But luckily, Kirby does have some ways to deal with that.
Absolutely. Speaking of, I really like, I've never seen that before, but I love it a lot, using this down B here to get a little invulnerability by the ledge. It looks like Maul did catch on, and that predictable pop out right after did get punished by an F tilt to seal out the stock. Ooh, that was...
He was trying to go for the huge read there, and it looks like now we get to see Little Mac Kirby. Interesting to see how Mini Ninja will use the neutral B.
Straight lunge.
Go for the full charge.
That could have been cool. That could have been a stock. Because straight lunge, very predictable, but it kills so early. That's why you'll see Max get the shield break and do it.
Exactly.
So I'm seeing the vision, but hey, F smash sealing the stock. That works.
Yeah, Kirby able to really put on a lot of damage with the forward smash, but Little Mac just able to easily deal with it with quick attacks. Let's see how Mini Ninja tries to respond, but not easy enough. The up smash from Little Mac.
That's an upward angled F smash.
Is it really?
He can angle his forward smash to do uppercut, down, which breaks shields and doesn't do as much knockback, or straight, which does knockback. And the uppercut covers just overhead.
And it looks almost identical to that up smash.
Well, the up smash starts low and comes up and over.
It's very similar though, but it was no matter what, it was able to take game 1. Interesting to see how we change up here for game 2. That was a pretty close game 1.
That was, yeah, no. Had me.
Edge of my seat. We'll see if
Looks like we're going straight into game 2, possibly Pokemon
Stadium 2. There it is, the classic pick of this stage is cool. Yeah, this stage is cool. Very neutral. All right. Oh, are we seeing the character switch? No, we're sticking
not.
Kirby.
Going right into game 2 with same characters on Pokemon Stadium 2. Interesting to see any adaptations here from game 1.
Alrighty. I think maybe with these platforms, as we mentioned before we got started here, being a little high for Mac, Mini Ninja could use them as a safe place where up smash can't reach.
Exactly.
It looks like Mini Ninja's adapting right away by being way more aggressive, which a lot of people are scared to do, but will stuff out Little Mac. And you can see Maul is still on with that little bit of invulnerability using the Kirby down B to the side, but Mini Ninja making that micro adjustment, creating just a little space to stay out of range.
And that's what's so pivotal here, is trying to create space against Mac, but also trying to deal enough damage to get him off stage like that with that down smash
Stuff
right
him
there.
out. Oh, unfortunate. KO Punch is online. I think we're gonna maybe, ooh.
We could possibly see a 2-stock lead here if Mole is able to capitalize with the KO Punch, but unfortunately not.
Off the board, and that's a nice little down smash. I didn't know Kirby's down smash covered roll like that.
Kirby's down smash is one of the many attacks that's able to cover roll that's so easy to use.
It's quick and it's strong and it does the job. That is a reliable tool.
Exactly. Let's see how Mole is doing right now. Very good on stock too, and able to, that forward tilt so easy to use because it comes out so quick.
It does come out pretty quick. It's a nice reliable tool that Mac has, and it does start killing on lighter characters about now, so it's a little stale, but that downward angled F smash, if that was angled straight, that would have been stock right there.
But unfortunately, it does push Mini Ninja off the stage.
Really
There's a bit of
unfortunate
recovery there.
SD with the air dodge, yeah. Ooh, okay. I thought we were gonna see.
Wow, let's KO Punch rip immediately. That's an instant 44%. I'm able to pick up the kill, but it's a big lead for Mole here. Able to strike
Absolutely.
a huge damage with now the up B, putting Mini Ninja in a very disadvantageous position here.
I thought we were gonna see the inhale and drop off stage
I was
just
also kind of
far enough where
expecting
Mac
that.
can't get back because that's.
Yep.
Oh, and
And
this
there it is, the same way he took game 1. Mole would
track
take
so
game 2.
good we play it again.
Exactly, might as well. Mac is not a one-hit wonder. He definitely likes hitting you the same time again.
It's a double.
Exactly. So that
Oh
will be
my
game Series 2. So now we're already in Series 3. Like we're saying, moving
Yeah.
pretty quick here.
That's 2 points towards Milton, right?
That's correct.
Perfect.
So Milton just needs one more point to win here. Interesting.
This could be the set. This could be the
Could
series.
be interesting to see on who the third players are for both and how maybe seeing the players play their characters might influence to pick certain characters or stages. Smash Bros. Such a very huge mental game on just smallest things, giving out so much.
Absolutely. That is the real trick with Smash Bros. Is keeping yourself mentally fortified. Because you can spend a lot of time labbing and practicing the game and training for this moment, but just like any other sport, when the time comes, it's a different feeling.
Exactly.
In situations like this, where you're down 2 series and you really need to bring it back, you need that reverse 3-0. There's a lot of pressure, and it can be really hard to take that breath and go, it's okay, I got this, it's gonna be all right.
One game at a time, always a great thing to start with,
Exactly. And just looking at, okay, I lost that game. Let's take a breath. It doesn't mean I'm losing. What happened? Let's do it.
Exactly.
And it's that moment of adjustment that really separates the best of the best from the casual players.
Yeah, exactly. Just being able to see, like, and quickly analyze in between games, like, okay, what can I adjust? That's why having so many characters in a game like Smash Bros. Is so important, because maybe your character didn't play right and you want to switch to a different character. That's where it comes into these adjustments can be so big.
Exactly. That's when you have that moment. You say, okay, Little Mac Donkey Kong, I don't want to play that. I don't want to get grabbed.
Right, exactly.
So you pick a sortie and you space out Donkey Kong. Or you say, okay, I won't get grabbed. And having the mental fortitude to do that and really, really focus in on that, very important, very difficult.
Yeah, easy to forget that. Just like
Any other sport, you know, there's a lot of mental fortitude that comes into doing anything. In Smash Bros, esports no different. And it looks like we have Milton Swordfish versus Hasten's Mafia Boss, and it looks like we're starting on PS2, everyone's favorite. It'll be interesting to see what characters we got in the selection here for Series 3.
Looks like we're having some controller difficulties, perhaps. There we go. Beautiful.
There it is.
Looks like somebody had their Joy-Cons still connected to the console was the issue. Which, no worries.
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. Switch is such a, you know, big console, able to access so many different people. So it'll be interesting to see what characters we got here. Now, Swordfish, again, plays a lot of variety of different characters, but let's see who he starts with.
Villager?
Possibly a villager, maybe?
Kazuya is a strong pick from Mafia Boss there.
Hard to deal with Kazuya in his onslaught of, what, 53 attacks?
Yeah, he's got forward angled down tilt. And that's different than down tilt, and that's different from
backward
back.
angles down tilt. and-
Exactly. Hero,
Looks
you
like
know?
the
Let's
hero.
fight fire with fire. Let's have how many special moves?
Hero's got the menu with his down B, which is able to pull out, I'm pretty sure, like 17 or 18 different spells. So let's see how Swordfish can combat
Almost hit a
the
hero.
onslaught of regular attacks that Kazuya has.
Okay, would we just get oomph on there so we're a little powered up?
Powered up for, I believe it's about 12 seconds here. And all the regular and special attacks able to do so much more damage. Let's see how Swordfish can take advantage of
Psych
that. Now
up.
with Psych Up, one move is going to do a lot more damage than it should.
Okay, no kidding. One move and we're evened out. Looking to ledge guard there with Bang.
And Psych Up applied again, and a smash attack from Psych Up, able to do a lot more damage, but it looks like it went away.
Yeah, they used the electric move there.
Looks like it was able to get the hit in.
Bounce.
Boom.
Bounce decreases percent taken even if it's not projectiles, right?
It does not.
No. Oh.
So Swordfish probably looking to see if Mafia Boss is going to use the neutral B from
That's
Kazuya,
right,
the
the
big
laser.
electric beam. That's so easy to use and goes across most of the stage.
It's a good job keeping space with Bang and with your various projectiles here. Kaboom, nice, but getting caught by that laser just as bounce wears off. We did have that dash attack from Hero seal out that first stock against Mafia Boss here. Ooh, that was looking for something big. The hit stun and
Yeah,
the
the
big
hits.
electric wind.
Kazuya is so easy to get that hit stun and try to get those kills. But Mafia
As
Boss
long as you can input an electric wind god fist on a Switch controller.
Exactly. Let's see if Mafia Boss was able to pick up the kill. Swordfish already at 196. Rare to see it try to steal this lane, but looks like
Woo! Forward
one
tilt.
of the forward tilts was able to take Swordfish's first stock here, and we're now both at 2 stocks apiece.
We're looking to make up that percent really quick here from Mafia Boss's side, which if you're Kazuya, you can do. But you can see Swordfish does not want to get in Kazuya's range, and for good reason. Kazuya's got scary combos when he starts throwing fisticuffs, so keeping that range, using Kaboom, pulling him in there.
Yeah, Kaboom actually has that win box, able to just kind of keep players a little bit on their toes, not able to figure out how it works. And the dash attack again, able to take stock 2 from Mafia Boss.
And it was just as Rage Art was getting online too, so that's an excellent job from Swordfish diffusing that situation. But Mafia Boss is looking to close this distance, is looking to close these gaps, and I'm absolutely excited to see it. Here's that hit stun, looking for that electric. We're just a little slow on it. It's probably the competition nerves, you know. You get it in practice, you don't quite get it in the moment. It's that mental fortitude we were talking about again.
Whack from Swordfish, trying to instantly end Mafia Boss right there.
Ooh, these lasers could be an awesome ledge guard.
Oh, no, enough mana for Hero to
MP.
properly recover.
And suddenly it's an even game.
Now we're at even, but again, Whack or Thwack able to just possibly even
damage.
take a stock at 0, which is so hard to deal with. But luckily it is only a random factor, but looks like percents are getting close here on the
Right?
last stock.
That big tilt, even it out. Good job shielding the snooze. That could have been very, very scary, but we're doing okay.
Looks like Swordfish able to pressure in with some up tilts and up airs, trying to, again, try to get away from Kazuya. And again, the Kaboom just
Rage Art's
so
online
good.
though. Landing with that down air.
And S-Smash able to take it with Swordfish. And that will be game 1. That was super close.
That was really, really close. I was on the edge of my seat there, and we didn't even see all of the power that Rage Art can have. And
Really change up a game. Mafia Boss had gotten in with that rage art, that could have been very scary. That could have been a different windscreen there.
Yeah, Rage Art from Kazi, able to do so much. Obviously powers up the down B being the biggest one, but also just powers up his regular attacks, which with Kazuya, big deal.
Yeah, scary, scary, scary stuff. And I'm excited to see if we'll see a character switch or if we're about to see some Electric Wind Godfist start landing.
Who knows? But that was a very close game one, probably the closest game we've seen so far. So interesting to see how, again, those small adaptations. Maybe we do see a character switch from one of the two players here.
I enjoy how Swordfish was using hero down B, because I feel like at a high level you see a lot of heroes that are just top decking.
Mhm.
They're hitting down B and they're hitting the first option.
Right.
They're rolling the dice.
Yep.
You know, which does work. Sometimes that unpredictability will really throw your opponent off because you don't have time to see what spell it is. They don't either.
Yeah.
But I really like that Swordfish took the time to look at the menu, see their options, and choose what would work. And I feel like we saw a lot more effective zoning and punish game coming from that down B menu because of that.
PS2 able to do such a great job for a lot of projectile characters, especially like heroes. He's able to sit on that ledge and really observe what movie wants to do with down B.
Absolutely.
PS2 sort of that 2 lanes.
Exactly.
So you can cover those, and Hero has a lot of horizontal projectiles, so it works out. But I think I just saw that we're going to Kalos.
Looks like we are going to Kalos for game 2. Interesting. No, we're going right back in with the same characters.
Absolutely. I'm curious about this stage pick, because we still have those platforms out the sides. We still have the 2 lanes, but that middle area is no man's land. It's very, very FD adjacent. So that could be really, really good for Mafia Boss's Kazuya, or it could mean that we're going to see a lot more spacing out from Swordfish.
And again, Kazuya able to get in so easily with all of his moves, especially with this closing move of side B. Interesting to see if any of those side Bs land and how he can capitalize on those. But Kazuya, unfortunately, getting juggled a lot right now.
And we've got the Psych Up, which is going to mean that down smash does seal the stock. Oh my goodness, I was just about to say that's super scary.
Psych Up just able to amplify a move so much, but only once compared to Oomph where it slightly does it. Well, there it is right there. Over a little bit of time, but Psych Up just able to cause kills that just shouldn't happen, like that down smash right there.
We're back in neutral. There's the Sizz. This could be big. Hatchet Man!
Able to connect, and that is what we like to call a critical hit, people, and that does insane damage.
It absolutely does. And you could see Mafia Boss was going for the Kazuya F smash. He was stepping in. That had armor. In any other context, smart choice. But not against Hatchet Man.
Not against Hatchet Man, unfortunately. Interesting to see how Mafia Boss can try to recover here. Obviously, Kazuya having a lot of kill moves, but Swordfish just seeming to have an answer for everything Kazuya is doing right now.
Absolutely. Alrighty, this is gonna have to be. Oh, I saw that electric. I saw that approaching electric. It was a big read, but Rage Art's online, and I think if a comeback's gonna happen, Mafia Boss is gonna get it.
Over 100%, but
Snooze.
the snooze,
The whack. Okay.
Swordfish trying to go for some style there with the whack, not killing over 100 twice in a row.
Yeah, style could cost you though. I think it might cost this stock. Oh, making it back, but the
Just having some fun out here. Rage Art down B, able to seal the game for Swordfish in a very
Kazuya dies,
unpredictable
or
way.
Kazuya loses his stock first on that.
A lot of
Characters in this game with this moves that take both players out at once. Most of the time, the character that does use it is the one
who goes out first. Yeah, wow, I didn't think, because I know, Kazuya's got a little bit of that DLC privilege, but no, that stock goes away for Kazuya
and
first.
Milton able to swiftly take the whole thing. That is the whole.
They're moving on to finals.
Yeah, finals. Milton is going to. So it'll be interesting to see how that first game kind of plays into the media.
Yeah, we'll see if that gives them a little momentum to keep pushing forward, or if it'll be a matter of dialing it back, and we'll see what kind of momentum the team they're going up against has as well.
But
in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, but I'm definitely interested by that Kalos pick. I wonder who was able to pick that, and maybe understanding. Obviously, we don't get to see the stages that were struck, but maybe what went into that process.
I am curious. Well, either way, we're going to kick it to break now, and we'll be back 5-10 minutes with finals of the Vermont High School Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Championship. Lovingly made possible by PlayVersus.
See you in a bit. Alrighty, and we are back for finals.
Finals of the Vermont High School Super Smash Bros. Ultimate State, or Ultimate Championship, goodness, brought to you by Play Versus, and I believe in partnership with Nintendo, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Very, very fancy.
So we are going to have CVU versus Milton in the finals. Same rules apply as the last game. Nothing to change up, nothing to talk about. See how it goes.
It's going to be super duper interesting and super duper fun. I'm excited to see. I mean, obviously, we saw Milton on stream before, so we're probably going to see some similar play styles. Just, you know, folks who train together. They're gonna pick up each other's habits and ideologies, just
Sort of inevitably, even if it's subconscious. But we haven't seen CVU.
CVU is actually ranked as the #1 seed in the tournament, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But it looks like we're starting with Big Alf and Tim, so it'll be interesting to see if Tim continues to go Pikachu. And I do happen to know an inkling of who Big Alf is going, but it'll be interesting to see if Alf pulls it out immediately.
Let's see. So Tim's going Pikachu. Oh, thinking about Falco. Can't speak too soon.
See if my
Mithra got hovered. Sorry, I'm just guessing. I know you have some insider.
I do have the inside knowledge, but it'll be interesting to see how much that pays off. But I have a 99% chance of who I think it's going to be, and it's going to be Steve.
Steve! This is going to be a matchup.
This is going to be a matchup. We didn't see the stage yet, but it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, yeah, stage really factors
Town
in.
and City, arguably Steve's best stage because of how much distance Steve can create.
See, I was going to say the opposite, because to mine resources, it uses your X. And your up air and your up tilt's your biggest money maker with Steve. So this could be, I wonder if Tim's the one who picked this.
Who knows? Obviously, space is something that Alf really enjoys with Steve. And Steve in general loves space. But yeah, Town and City being the wood, something that not obviously you want to see, because you want to see that iron. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, but the minecart from Alf, such a devastating move.
The TNT setup and sending the minecart out to detonate, that's pretty huge. Whoa, the little thread the needle situation.
Anvil able to take stock one here from Tim.
Jumped over the down smash, stalled in the air, placing the anvil, and then dropped on to seal that stock. That is so impressive. This is some very, very delicate Steve play right here.
Absolutely, Steve just being the best character in Smash Ultimate. It's easy to see why, but the F smash from Tim able to equally equalize the stocks here, and now it's a whole different game.
Diamond Tools are online, and Diamond Tools do crazy knockback and percent 61 out of a couple moves. That TNT on ledge could have been really scary.
Yeah, Steve has so much stuff to work with. It's hard to tell what exactly you're going to get from them, but the F smash Diamond version is so powerful.
And quick attacking right in front of it is a good way to say goodbye to your stock. And now we got a pretty big lead here for Alf. The minecart off the stage, but an excellent mash from Tim. And here we go, reversing the situation, finding that forward air. I saw that up air. Tim was looking for something juicy.
Exactly. These characters just have an ability to go actually insane at these middle percents, because with how many combos they have, obviously Steve having a lot, but the F smash from Pikachu again being so powerful, but the Diamond Sword able to come back and immediately take Pikachu out. What an insane game one.
Absolutely nuts. That was, wow. I feel like I'm still processing that. I'm taken aback. I'm really.
Something about the thunder on ledge, trying to
he
the
was trying to
recovery.
stop the Elytra with the thunder, but then the game ended.
It was too
Before I could
quick.
even get anything out. Oh my goodness. And I mean, that's really what a game between these two characters is going to look like. Because Steve is the master of creating space and slowing it down. But Pikachu's the master of breaking down walls and getting in, which means you're going to see Steve's explosive kill power go toe-to-toe with Pikachu's crazy combos. And it's going to get wild.
Exactly. These two characters have the ability to create a lot of just anything, like a lot of percents out of nothing. You know, the down tilts and grabs from Pikachu, and I don't know, anything from Steve.
Minecart, flint and steel, up tilt strings.
Jab.
Jab, yeah, jab can just carry across the stage. It can be scary.
Looks like we're going right into game 2. No character switch. We're going straight in, and we're on PS2.
Now, I mean, home field advantage for Pikachu, but this is an interesting counter pick. I'm guessing Alf must have banned some of the smaller stages like Small Battlefield and Smashville.
Probably.
Smashville would be my go-to if I'm counter picking Steve, so I would not be shocked if that was banned just because it deteriorates the axe and it's cramped.
Exactly.
A Hollow Bastion is another small one.
Looks like we're at, even right now, it'll be interesting to see how these players will adapt to the, just the different stage style that PS2 is. But right now, Steve has no iron, which is big, because iron's able to do so much, but
T-Jolt can thread the needle.
exactly. One of those things that T-Jolt's able to hop right between those two big dirt blocks. Big thing.
And I think right now that's something Tim has been showing really good in this first minute of the game, is doing exactly what just happened there, throwing out T-Jolts and then closing space, not letting Alf get space to start doing anything, just absolutely putting on the aggression and saying, I'm Pikachu, I'll run up and hit you with Thunder and seal a stock.
Exactly. Thunder able to do so much damage, but now diamonds are in line for Alf, and
This
obviously
could even things up really fast.
you just have no clue what can happen with diamonds. They're able to just do so much percent so quickly, you never know which move it's going to be.
Absolutely. Creating some space, but still every time Alf creates a little space and goes, okay, I'm gonna mine, Tim charges in with reckless abandon, which does stuff it out, but I'm a little worried. It seems like Alf might be catching on.
Maybe, and that up smash able to do so much for Steve, just able to pull people up from the bottom and catch so many people off guard.
There's the pancake back air, but the minecart's gonna let Big Alf get back on the stage, but only for a short moment. Tim is still looking for those big multi-hitters and those juicy combos.
Absolutely. Pikachu able to do so much with all of the Thunder Jolts, and the combo in so easily. It'll be interesting to see how Alf can adapt to that. But right now, no pickaxe, which is the big problem. Not able to do much, but oh, and that up smash is almost connected.
I wonder if it would have killed, because right now the pickaxe is broken. I'm curious. Which is
Not being able to do as much, but the Diamond Sword is still online, which is a huge factor. And obviously, good to know is that Tim has another diamond to deal with potentially.
The nice,
Sword one.
the nice thing about no pickaxe is Steve's spikes are gone, and I'm seeing right now Tim's getting a lot of punishes on when Alf is going for resources because he's getting them slower.
Exactly.
Which means that there's not really iron. Every time Alf gets a moment to mine, Tim's doing what they've been doing this whole game and charging in and stopping it. But now Big Alf's not getting iron off of it because the pickaxe isn't there. And the crafting table's off the field, which means Big Alf is in a rough position here. That diamond sword can still kill, but it ain't looking good as Tim starts sending Alf coast to coast to coast and finding that F smash to seal it. But fresh stock, fresh set of diamond tools. Let's see if Big Alf can even this out before Pikachu starts running away with those scary, scary combos.
Exactly. And Tim's just doing a great job of closing the distance between himself and Steve. But wow, that F smash is barely not able to get that kill there.
Alf was looking for it. The anvil into F smash, that was scary. Was looking for that even back air. The pickaxe is so strong. That's why it was so pivotal that it broke. But at this point, we're on last stock. That means, a reckless abandon, do anything it takes, and that probably means that we won't see another situation like that where Alf has diamond and isn't crafting new tools, which means Tim is going to have to take it up a notch. But so far, so good.
So far, so good for Tim here, but the minecart is doing so much damage. And even if somehow one of those diamond tools breaks, Alf does have another diamond that he just got. Interesting to see how Tim can try to edge guard here.
Looking for that thunder spike.
Barely missing it. Let's see here, we're getting to almost the end of the game. We're getting to those higher percents.
That forward arrow is really good. Did you cover the jump? Get up.
Slowly.
Slowing it down, which you'd think would be good for Steve, but that was the craziest roll read I've ever seen. Oh my goodness, the skull bash. That's perfect.
Alf in such a hard position here, trying to get back to stage with the diamond sword.
The turnaround F smash. I can hear the people out in the venue yelling.
Wow.
That's incredible.
What an insane turnaround.
The pop-off is explosive out there.
Wow. Steve just able to do so much damage with that diamond sword.
And Pikachu being one of those lighter characters, that
That'll-
can just happen.
Yeah, Steve can just blow you up like that. It's really, really scary stuff. I thought for sure Tim had that. We were in a solid edge guard situation, but something I was going to comment on that I think really was pivotal there for Big Alf. So good at using that Elytra. I don't know if you caught it, but the little glides up and down and taking those moments to pull back and push forward and vary up the recovery so it wasn't predictable, so those thunder spikes and those down airs couldn't land. Was what it was able to let Big Alf thread the needle there. And on that last one, it was the pullback and then grab ledge and roll through and then.
That Elytra just has so much creativity that you can do with recoveries that you just don't see out of a lot of characters. Ironically enough, Pikachu is one of those characters that can mix up the recovery.
Because quick attack can be angled there, and you can do one or two.
Which is just insane how many different small things that you see there, but why games can get so close in Smash Bros. That one little thing can matter the most.
Absolutely, and that ties back to what we were talking about at the beginning of semifinals with mindset. You know, with Smash Bros, those split-second decisions matter. You know, in a split second, the tides can turn, things can look so dominant. That's why you never count somebody out for making a comeback, because things can turn around like that.
And Steve just being able to do that, probably better than most characters.
Absolutely, and excellent mentality from Big Alf there to be able to have this game that's such a close nail biter, and it's starting to sway away from their momentum and not freak out, not get stressed. Just take a breath, weave through the edge guard, and find that game.
That center stage F smash, just insane. You think that you have it, and then there it is. It just not only does it come out so quick.
I thought we were going to see a very different F smash.
I definitely thought so. You definitely would think that the Pikachu F smash was coming out there.
And it's a great lingering hitbox. Pikachu F smash is really, really good. I really thought that the roll get up option would be covered by that lingering hitbox and we'd be set, but no.
Those small little things able to do so much, and just the swaying of that fight back and forth. That was the closest game we've seen so far.
Absolutely, that's why it's finals.
That's
why
why it's
these guys are
finals.
the best.
It was crazy because those resources from Alf were dwindling so small, having barely any resources left, but still able to find that one small little thing, that small little block right at the end.
I wish we could have saw a third match, because that was something that Tim was doing so well in that second one there. Oh my goodness, just stuffing out Big Alf's ability
To get resources, and we had that pickaxe break. It was really, really scary and super duper exciting. I was so invested.
But right now it looks like we've got the Pink Pen versus Mole. Obviously Mole returning from last game, playing Little Mac in a dominant fashion.
I'm so excited to see more Little Mac, provided that's what Maul goes for. The way that we might get a left field character pick.
Who knows what could happen? Anything is possible. But the Pink Pen, also, again, so many different characters that there could possibly be. Who knows what it could be?
Absolutely. A little curious about what stage they're going for. They're staring down custom stages, which
Wouldn't that be interesting?
That would be. There we go. Yeah, let's just bring it back here for now. There's a custom stage I've seen that's it's the DVD logo. It bounces around, and every now and again it hits the corner.
That's always fun.
That's a really charming one.
Actually crazy, I really wish
Maybe in the next game that maybe there'd be some way that we can make legal custom stages.
maybe it'd be very hard to moderate.
Who knows?
but
One can dream.
One can dream.
But looks like everything's all set up here. Let's see what goes on.
Little Mac. Oh. We got
We got
controllers.
Bunch of controllers connected right now. Makes sense
That's
that
the
there's
problem.
resetting it.
There we go. We're back over here.
Yeah, the Switch just being such a console that you can just play on the go quickly with all your friends. It's easy to forget that there is a controller limit of 8.
Yeah.
And each one of those Joy-Cons counts as 1.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Exactly. So even if you have the double at the same time, that counts as 2 separate controllers.
Good to know. Yeah, and that would rack it up. But here we go. We're back in it. We got Pithra and Mac. This is a tough matchup for Mac.
Aegis is just one of those characters that is so hard to deal with because of how quick they can throw out their attacks, which is a common theme we're seeing in today's games. Picking characters who are able to quickly throw out attacks are the most chosen, but it looks like Mole's just able to quickly take stock one off of a counter.
Less than 15 seconds. That was 2 dash attacks and a counter. That is the precision of Mac. He's a scary, scary character.
Exactly. Just able to, even though he's not considered a great character, he can beat you in so many ways if you're not ready for it. But Pink Pen coming right back with Mythra.
I was going to say that's the thing about Pyra and Mythra, is Pink Pen just about did the same thing. 2 forward tilts and an F smash, and it was almost a stock, especially when Mac dies so early. KO punch, looking for it. 20% it would have killed, but it was a risky move, and it unfortunately did not pay off this time.
You can see the Pink Pen patient here, waiting to try to get his kill confirmed, which is down air into up smash combo. Interesting to see how Mole can try to combat it, but keeping Pink Pen in the air right now.
Absolutely, we're finding that, I think that was a dashing F tilt to seal that stock just then. Just sliding in and throwing out the 2 punches, the nice little 1-2. And here we go, the roll behind, downward angled F smash. Things are starting to get a little bit snowbally. Maul's starting to find this lead and run with it.
It's definitely hard to find that with Little Mac, but able to take it and run with it. But Pink Pen able to fire back with the upbeat from Pyra, which does so much knockback.
Absolutely, it's a great move to seal out stocks. And now we're back on Mythra racking up percent. And I mean, a stock at 30% with only taking 1 hit is a great way to spell comeback if you ask me.
But those smash attacks from Little Mac are so lethal. The rack of percent, the easiest.
Straight lunge armor on that aerial there. Oh my goodness.
See if Pink Pen's able to respond at all, but the F tilt from Mac getting Pink Pen in such a not great position here. How will Pink Pen approach? F tilt, such a
Spot dodge F tilt.
option.
We saw a little contest for the ledge. But the counter sent Maul off stage, and suddenly it's a last stock situation.
Powers from things get a little interesting. Anything can happen with Little Mac not having the best recovery. But up smash able to take it.
Landed on Little Mac.
Hard to do.
Pink Pen was in that scary, scary percentage where pretty much any one of Mac's explosive moves could seal out the game, and having to be so careful around such a fast character, that's a lot of pressure, and unfortunately, that little split second where they got above Maul, and Maul was able to just let rip that big up smash.
Yeah, and the other thing too is those smash attacks come out so quick.
They're fast.
They're armored, and they take stocks early.
It looks like we're not even having any time for post-commentary. We're jumping straight into game 2.
Absolutely. Let's see if we get a character switch or if we're running it back.
Looks like
Oh, we're running it back. That's what I like to see. That's confidence from Pink Pen.
And interesting, we're on Colors, which is an interesting stage choice because one that Little Mac actually might like.
So, the FD space for sure, but those platforms spell trouble for Little Mac. They make recovering really hard, and they create a space where Pink Pen can do exactly what they're doing. Just kind of hang out too far away, and Mac can take a really risky up B or just wait. So it's 50-50, but you know, Mac gets wall jump and gets some space on the ground to move around. It's not all bad, but it's definitely a stage Little Mac doesn't love.
Well, fair enough, fair point. But the neutral space being somewhere where Mac can move around pretty freely and is definitely something that
Exactly.
yeah, KO Punch is now online, and that definitely
We're in the not just the percentage where it would KO, but we were in the percentage where down tilt would confirm into it. But unfortunately, we just didn't see that. It's excellent evasive play from Pink Pen there, and we're starting to see those platforms come into play, and it's going to be really tricky for Maul to find something to do. Excellent work fast falling through that platform, making sure not to get caught by that scary Pyra F smash.
Yeah, though, just like Little Mac, Pyra's smash attacks are able to do so much damage that it's hard to deal with sometimes. Let's see how Mole tries to respond to this platform movement from Pink Pen. Again, another risky upbeat, but wasn't able to live there, so we're looking for the straight edge.
Oh!
He's gonna take it.
That was a nice little scoop with that down smash there. It looked like Pink Pen just went through the platform they didn't need to, or they were looking to land on stage and they just went off.
able to cleanly take max stock, even with the high ceiling of Kalos.
Absolutely, that was absolutely impressive. And now it's an even game. It's interesting to see. Oh, I was gonna say, but now it's changed. It was Pinkpen was playing up on the platform, even though they didn't have the percent lead, where it would have went to Maul. But it looks like the goal was to prey on some impatience, and it worked. But now we're seeing a scrap where Maul is much more ready for this scenario, and now Maul has the percent lead.
Exactly. Looks like Pinkpen's just trying to wait for something, any opening that he can get in. And with Mythra, it's so easy to find with all of her attacks, you know, lightning quick. But the power swap immediately is on.
They were looking for the stock there.
Exactly. Even though at the low percents, that up smash can do so much damage, especially after the down air. Let's see how Mole tries to respond to that down air. Looks like it's going to come out again, and just not being able to pick up the KO. Thanks to, again, that ceiling there from Kalos. Now we got even percents, and KO is online.
I was about to say, the ding-ding of doom.
Exactly. The run-up down smash is so hard to punish there, especially because it reaches all the way down there. And the possible ding-ding, it might be... Barely missed out there. Now it's suddenly much more of an even game. Interesting to see only Pinkpen down a little bit. You can see how both players respond here, being last stock and deciding being such an unfortunate
I thought that was
play.
going to be a direct F smash. I thought that was gonna potentially be game.
Let's see here.
Upward angle. The armor will get you.
That armor is just so powerful, able to just clearly take that. And Mole is going to take both games. And now we'll go on to game 3. Interesting again to see what
Characters might be at play here.
Absolutely, and I mean, only in Vermont can you get that kind of map gameplay. I tell you what.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of playing players from all of these teams, and you can clearly see the hard work and dedication from both sides. All of these games being last stock, super close games, which is just something that you want to see out of these tournaments.
Absolutely, yeah. You can't ask for a better finals than one where I'm leaning forward on the table and I'm watching every little move. Like that is, I couldn't ask for a better tournament to commentate, and from these young athletes, that's more than enough. That's
Exactly.
really, really awesome. And I'm really excited for the potential of a crazy comeback here.
Yeah, so the first time that we've actually seen points to both sides of both schools. So that means game 4 and game 5 are possibly in effect here, and that's when it starts to get a little interesting and crazy.
A little scary. Absolutely. So, we're guaranteed to see game 4.
Guaranteed to see game 4, and again, so how Play Versus likes to run it is whoever won game 3 puts in their player that they select. The team who lost game 3 gets to respond.
Sure.
And it'll go back and forth like that, and they'll play that 4th series, and then the 5th series is necessary. So again, interesting to see what's at play here in that game 4. A lot of mind games. Who are they sending in? Who do I want to send in? Who do I trust the most? Who do I want to put in there?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, only time will tell. You know, we'll see what game time calls are made. We'll see what players are sent in, and
We're gonna see who the best team in Vermont is.
Absolutely, and it looks like we have Town City as our game 1 here between Lodestar and Swordfish. And interesting to see, again, what we're dealing with for players. And again, so many controllers to deal with. Looks like we're going to get it set up here in just a second.
They won in player 3. We love to see it. Maybe Lodestar likes yellow more.
No, looks like switch into the blue. That would have been fun.
I
Always fun to see the different colors in Smash.
right. I like a little yellow.
Swordfish going straight for hero, and looks like Lodestar locking in the Luigi.
Absolutely.
Luigi being one of the few characters we like to call TOD characters. One move could spell catastrophe for Swordfish.
Absolutely.
Interesting to see how Swordfish tries to respond to that. And a big stage like Town and City could be the answer, but already Luigi able to rack up so much percent off of only just a few attacks. Interesting again to see what kind of counterplay will be made here.
The bounce for the fireballs is really good, but a question I had just got answered. It doesn't.
The taunt spike!
Are you kidding?
Wow.
Lodestar is not here to play around.
You don't see that one very often, folks. A taunt spite with Luigi is very rare and has the ability to take a stock in an instant, no matter what the percent is.
And how deep they went to try to seal that stock with down air. Lodestar is not messing around. It led to an unfortunate SD. That ambition could be a problem. But oh my goodness, what I was gonna say before that insane spike I was wondering if bounce stopped the Zair there, the grab of the air. It doesn't.
Yeah, which you would think like, oh, it totally does because it's a plunger. But it being part of a grab called
Not a projectile.
projectile, which is really strange, but hey.
That's one of Luigi's big tools, so.
Yeah, grab being Luigi's best option almost all the time. Just able to convert so much off of one grab, but the
Critical
from
hit.
Swordfish, which now evens up the percents here. Interesting to see how a crit can play into the mindset, but an up tilt able to instantly take out.
Was there psych up on that? Or was it just.
Ben, because that did way.
We're at 90%, right? Okay, but here we go. There's a big ledge guard. Woo!
Lodestar able to take that stock, and now we're all evened up. One
That was
stock apiece.
insane. We're playing for keeps. These people know what's on the line.
Absolutely. Interesting to see again. Luigi trying to push for that grab, but already at such a high percent. Again, interesting to see what is going to happen here.
Here we
Here's
go, the Luigi blender.
And now-
Up airs and airs. The down air.
Wow.
Game 1 to Lodestar.
You saw how quickly Luigi was able to rack up percent. Swordfish
They saved the replay.
The BM is nuts today.
The Swordfish was only at 13%, and in what felt like only a few moments,
The
Game
blender.
over.
Up air, nair, down air. We're done.
interesting, all 3 stocks from Lodestar were spikes.
Lodestar's playing for keeps.
He definitely knows what's
This
on
is
the line.
serious competition. We're not here to make. No, I'm kidding. We're always here to make friends, but we're here to find out who's the best high school team first.
Sometimes the best meaning that using those spikes just so deadly.
Absolutely, and oh my goodness, were they used effectively?
So effectively. And it has been a while since I've come across the taunt spike from Luigi.
Right? I don't
in
think I've ever
person.
seen that in a real match. Ever.
Like, sure, we can see it online. We see it,
I don't even think I've seen it there.
really.
I don't think I've ever seen it in an actual match. I think I've seen people set it up to go, look, Luigi's taunt can spike and seal a stock. But I think that's the first time in a serious match of any kind I have seen Luigi take a stock that way, which is awesome.
Because it's so hyped to see.
That's so exciting. I'm jumping out of my chair. I'm scared I'm going to knock things over.
So excited about that, and I hope we see another.
That would be insane. But it looks like we're going to PS2. Interesting to see if we get any character switches.
See it? Ooh, we're hovering hero. Okay.
Surfer staying the same. Interesting to see if the Lodestar maybe changes, but no.
Luigi.
Going right back to the Luigi. Interesting, we have yet to see any character stops from anybody today.
I think everybody is here to play their best, and they're sticking to their guns. And honestly, it's been really close all day. So it's really hard to have a close match like that and go, I should swap characters when you're just inches away from that victory.
Definitely, yeah. But let's see. Oh, and there's
The
the
Luigi
grab for
blender.
Luigi. Just able to get so much percent off of just grabbing around.
Super jump punch.
Now, Lodestar looking to just capitalize with the big moves that Luigi has.
Kaboom.
Super jump punch and just the grabs are so hard to deal with. Because you know they're coming, but can you stop them? And there's
Luigi Cyclone.
Big stock, but again, putting such an advantage, when Swordfish is in the air right there.
Back air, using those down tilts really effectively. We saw that last game, but that time it was pivotal in taking a stock. Those really effective, really fast, snappy Luigi down tilts to ledge guard there is so important. It's just a lot of solid play here from Lodestar.
Exactly, and you were able to see that unfortunately Swordfish did not have enough mana to recover on that first stock. So he was able to take that F smash.
Right?
So I was trying to go to ledge with that up B.
Or maybe it was a big read?
From almost both players there. A little misplay. And let's see how they can come back from that. But again, the grab from Luigi coming out.
50%. That's crazy. Lodestar was looking for an early game finish there. Was that a misfire?
It was a misfire, but it screwed up the recovery because they didn't go into the wall. We are just
Lodestar
seeing
got pineappled. Oh my goodness.
PS2, that's something you do not see all the time. And just crazy things that you only see here in Vermont.
The jab reset! Oh, the jab reset super jump punch to seal it out 2-0. Oh my goodness.
It's just insane things that are happening. Both like things that you don't expect, and then the hype plays. It's all over the place right now.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I've seen better Smash Bros. Anywhere else. I think this is some of the best Smash Bros. I've ever had the pleasure of commentating over.
Again, these are seeds 1 and 2 going right at each other, so there's a lot on the line, and these teams know each other very well.
Oh, so they've played a lot. They got a lot of deep history.
They got a lot of history together, so again, it'll be interesting to see. We're in the game 4.
Yeah, we're in game 4.
This could decide a
It's
lot.
see the game
One
get
different-
buried up.
One player could decide the set and the whole thing. It'll be interesting to see if we go to that game 5, if we're sticking in game 4.
Yeah, that's right, because if CVU takes this, we're done. We have a champion.
Exactly. CVU up 2 points to 1, but Milton obviously having a good chance to take this second point and force the first game 5.
And then we'd be in game 5 in finals, which honestly, that's all you could ever ask for.
Exactly.
At any Smash tournament, the hypest one is going to be the one that goes to game 5.
It would be cooler, I will say, if we had the grand finals resets.
Yeah.
No losers bracket, unfortunately. But it would still just be cool to see it. But even still, game 4, first game 4 we've seen.
Right? The first time we've gone beyond the beginner 3 is when
Now
we're
is when-
going in finals. And that's huge.
Interesting to see how nerves play a factor here. Are we going to see maybe some unorthodox things? Maybe now people will try to start using their characters. Or are they just going to stick to what they know and what's going to get the job done?
Right. I know a common sentiment among players is, when you're down going, well, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out having fun. And you get those weird character picks in those last games. And I wonder if we're going to start seeing that now as we go into game 4 and 5.
Who knows? But with so much of this on the line here, we could just see people just stick into their gut, which is always a good option.
Old reliable, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you feel in your gut that you can win this,
Go
go for it.
Exactly. So again, this might take a couple minutes to figure out what player is going in, because that could decide the whole thing between game 4 and game 5, as games 1 through 3 are set determined. At least that's how we did it today, is each player was decided 1 through 3, whereas in a normal play versus matchup, you would have this all the time. So who knows to see what will happen here.
Absolutely, yeah. It's super exciting. Goodness, this is gonna be so intense. And I mean, it's hard to say that without it sounding phony when it's already been so intense. I've already been leaning in. I've already been on the edge of my seat. I've already been yelling my head off, and now we're in these moments before, these quiet moments before, where we're gonna see some stuff that is shaking it up and is unpredictable and is really, really spooky. And oh my goodness.
Once again, just want to thank Play Versus for letting us do this tournament. It has been absolutely wonderful. We just love being here and commentating over these games. It's been absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to do this more in the future.
Absolutely. It's all thanks to Play Versus and Nintendo, and of course, the lovely hosting, Chimp Esports.
The facility that we're in right now is top notch. I love being here. Players love it. It's a lovely atmosphere, and everybody is just having a blast. Even if people lose, they're still having fun.
Right? There's some good Smash Bros. Being played today, one way or another. So
Everybody's having a good time, and it's really fun. And
We're gonna
going into it.
versus Maul. So
Is that what we're seeing? We're sending them back in.
we're gonna have the Steve come back for a big Alf more than likely. So interesting to see how Maul deals with that.
I mean, we've seen Alf go in, we've seen Maul go in, and This is very similar to the Pikachu situation, except now Big Alf has a really, really good situation in terms of ledge guarding. Because Mac has a much more exploitable recovery, but if Pikachu's good at breaking through a wall, then Mac is the master.
Yeah, absolutely. Already Alf able to deal so much percent and just crazy recovery with the Elytra.
Absolutely, but really smart high recovery there from Maul to make sure that they didn't get caught by the big attempt at a ledge guard opportunity.
Already KO punch. This
Less
is down
than
tilt
30
percent.
seconds. Not quite. Down tilt percent's 40 to 60 if I remember correctly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've sometimes seen it kill earlier than that.
Yeah,
Whenever
it's
the KO punch
DI
is
dependent outside of those ranges.
interesting, but as soon as we talk about it, it's already gone. Interesting to see, again, does Maul want to try to bait into those KO punches, or how are they going to deal with the onslaught of tools that Steve has at their disposal?
Absolutely. I think the thing that I'm seeing a lot of, which is a little scary for Mac, but it could be scary for Alf to see coming at them from Maul, is these empty full hops in the fast falls, these empty double jumps with the fast falls, because Mac, you don't expect him to be in the air, but Maul is approaching so hard, just with anything and everything that could be done.
On that F smash, able to take stock one. Now Maul at an advantage here. Let's see how Alf can try to respond to that. Or is Maul just going to try to go on the down smash?
Oh my goodness.
What a great move that Steve has. I mean, among, you know, all the other ones.
All the good moves, yeah.
But that one just comes out so quick. Interesting again to see how Maul can try to respond to those quick moves that Steve has. Again, not having some quick moves of his own.
Great job jumping over the TNT there. You don't want to get caught by that on ledge, especially when you're Mac. So
You're already dealing with so much that, you know, TNT is just one of those
KO
things
punch
that's
online, and it, yes! I'm so sorry. That was, I've been waiting for that every time Mole's on screen. I want one big juicy KO punch, and we got it, and that is definitely a knockout.
Absolutely. But Big Al firing right back with the forward smash. Now it's last stock in anyone's game. And again, with how quickly that Steve can rack up percent, what KO punch from Mac, this is going to get exciting.
Uh-oh, the down tilt, up tilt, downward angled forward smash is a recipe for big percent. And we saw it rack up 50% like it was nothing. But the minecart neutralizing a lot of these smash attacks, and suddenly it's looking pretty even. Maul was going for a big read there with that forward smash. They wanted it done there.
Almost online. And again, Alf's not having a bunch of iron.
Counter?
And now it's KO punch. And it,
The crafting table just saved Alf. That is a crazy interaction.
I hear a Papa. Oh, forward smash. Going to take it immediately. And that's going to be game one.
That was a juicy game one. Oh my goodness. We saw a KO punch. We saw some micro spacing.
It's getting intense.
Oh my goodness, is it getting intense? Wow.
Yeah, just again, nail biters here. Again, Steve able to do so much, but Little Mac, the moves are so quick.
So fast, and it's not even just the moves. It's his ground speed. His walk and his run are so fast. And with Little Mac, he's so low to the ground. He can slip under one block, you know. And unique to Maul there, those short hop
Fast falls and those full hop fast falls are something you don't see a lot that can be really scary if you're trying to set up a wall and say, no, let's slow down and play my pace. Mac doesn't want that. Mac never wants to slow it down that much, and Mac doesn't want to get walled out. And as fast and small, that can be really hard for Alf to deal with as Steve, but going to Kalos, smart choice. Try to stack your deck. You know, it's a bigger stage. Again, those platforms can be real problems for Mac, but so far, not doing too much with a Maul is just, so aggressive. Oh my goodness.
Just able to be so in your face with just how quickly he can approach you that it honestly makes it hard for Steve to mine. So it'll be interesting to see how many resources that Alf can actually get, because without that iron, he's not able to use the minecart or the anvil, which are such big tools in his kit, and the forward smash already proving how deadly it's gonna be.
And I think that armor played a big part in that, because Elytra has a hitbox, right?
Yeah, right.
And the
there, you can
armor-
see the armor. Again, interesting to see how both players are adapting to each other's
Right. Thread the needle with the haymaker.
up smash, already taking it in a ding on deck.
Absolutely.
Oh, and it's already gone. I was hoping to maybe see a double stock take.
That would be wild. That up smash was a sweet spot, by the way. That's why it had the flame particles. So that was the perfect
spicy
place.
there.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, good mine cart, good little fade back. Oh, and the double whammy. The mash might not be good enough. There's no jump. He wall jumps. Oh yeah, haymaker's not getting you that high.
Fortunately not. Again, able to equalize. Interesting to see, again, if he can rack up that percentage quickly, or is Mulligan just going to try running right at Steve? But it's already evened up with those few hits that Steve was able to do.
Right? Use the minecart to set up that forward air. Sword is broken. Look at those spot dodges. That was beautiful.
Spot dodges in a row, predicting the down tilt for Mold.
Stone tools.
Crazy play there. You just crazy stuff is happening all the time.
KO punch on deck. He just runs up and does it. Just runs up and does it too.
No fear. Just why not? Go for it.
Now Maul's playing for keeps. Everybody here's playing for keeps. I guess the pressure's on, right? If Milton wins this, we see a fifth game. If they don't, it's over. So Maul's got to turn it up, and turn it up they are.
Absolutely. Who knows what's going to happen here? Again, Steve only at low percent, so Alpha can find a way to kill this. He'd be right back in it. But Mul's trying to rack up as much percent as possible.
Good counter.
Counter on the up smash. What a great read.
So,
Able to easily take that stock there. Again, now we're back at that one stock scenario.
that up tilt fade back F smash, that was kind of nice.
Exactly. Again, Little Max is having these super quick moves that he can throw out. Just so hard for a character to just deal with because there's just so many moves coming out at once.
Absolutely. Right now, Alpha's getting thrown around like a pinball, and you can see the blocks getting placed. Alpha's trying to slow it down, but Maul is dancing back and forth on the lower end of this stage like a shark. And you wonder if Alpha maybe was wanting to get opportunities to hang out on the platforms more or place a block, but a little turnaround F tilt's gonna seal out that game, and we're seeing game 5.
Exactly, and this is where things get crazy, people. One series left. Who knows what can happen?
So who knows what's going on here? But I have a sneaking suspicion that Tim's coming in here from Milton.
Yeah?
I don't know. Something just that Pikachu is so hard to deal with for a lot of characters.
Pikachu's a scary character. He's
And
fast and
Steve-
small. It's the same reason Mac's scary, except Pikachu's got a good recovery. Fast and small.
Steve is off the board, which Tim lost to in game in Series 1. So I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be Tim.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I'm curious to see who will be returning from
CBU.
CBU. Thank you. It'll
Again,
be super duper interesting to see.
if I had to guess, money's on Lodestar.
Lodestar was very, very good.
So it'll probably be a matchup between Luigi and Pikachu if I had to put my money on it.
A combo showdown.
Absolutely. Characters
Oh,
are
and the two masters of the spike.
So it'll be interesting. I think that's what's going to happen. If I had to put my money on it, that's what's going to happen.
Interesting.
But who knows? Who knows?
It's true. We could be completely wrong. We could see
Absolutely.
a
Who knows?
total left field choice of a play is absolutely possible. And I mean, either way, this game's going to decide the series, and not only that, it's going to decide the tournament.
Exactly.
Which means chances are these players are going to be giving it their all, giving it their best, absolutely going all in, and it's going to be electrifying.
I see what you did there. You can probably see it, Pikachu. I see what you did there. Pokemon Stadium 2, and it looks like already loaded up.
Lodestar.
Only the characters, and it looks like it is going to be a Lodestar and Tim.
It is.
More than likely, if I had to guess, who knows?
Yeah.
The characters are conveniently placed right next to each other.
It doesn't get much more head-to-head than that.
We are seeing Game 5, Series 5, Game 1. Let's see how both players respond. This is a great stage for both of these characters.
Fireball and T-Jolt clash, and we're already seeing the same game plan from each player, and that's how you know it's going to be tight.
It'll be interesting again to see how does Tim respond to the grabs that Luigi has. Again, how is Lodestar going to deal with Thunder Jolt? These games are going to get close, and they're going to get close fast. Tim able to rack a percent here. But again, the Nair from Luigi, such an easy combo breaker.
Ooh, Lodestar was looking for that misfire, but that lingering hitbox of F Smash just stopped it, stuffed it right out, and Tim went so deep to try to find that stock there.
Just trying to get anything to deal with the stock, off the board is so powerful. And these F Smashes are coming out left and right. He's not able to get the spike. He wasn't able to get the kill, but the F Smash is.
There it is. That was, Tim is ravenous. Lodestar has been doing a great job. There was some awesome DI there, but Tim throughout this whole tournament we have seen consistently is an absolutely fervent player who is always looking to take stocks wherever and whenever, find a lead and keep it. And that is, it looks like it's throwing off Lodestar a little bit. Lodestar is looking to set up, looking to play their game, and it's just not quite getting there.
Yeah, Pikachu's just able to get in so quick with the Thunder Jolt and messes up Luigi's game plan of trying to go for the grabs because it'll interrupt you, which is a big part of it. And again, just Pikachu able to do so much when your opponent is in the air. And you're seeing that roll from ledge and that
Covered by the lingering hitbox again.
That S Smash is just so powerful because it stays up for way longer than it should, and that even at that lower, or like the last part of it, it's still going to pick up that big damage.
Absolutely. Did you see that cheeky little B-reverse T-jolt on the way back to stage? To that end, did you just see that little misfire? Oh my goodness.
Who knows what's going on? It's just all of the things are coming out right now. Those are just trying to find a kill right now, but Pikachu just not giving him any chance whatsoever.
Ooh, sticking to the stage. I thought it was going to be a good miss. Ooh, I was just about to say an unfortunate punish with sticking to the stage, but then misfire, it works out anyway. That's the Luigi special. There's that little X factor in there. You never know. Ooh, angled that F smash upwards. I wonder if they were looking for that jump. And Pikachu, a lot of their combo starts with aerial, so.
But I don't know if that was a footstool or just a
early SD maybe? I'm not sure. I wish we could run that back, but we can't. Unfortunate.
Games roll on, and again, Tim not wavering whatsoever. Keep trying to find those T-Jolt combos.
Uh-oh. Okay, no Luigi Blender, because it looks pretty one-sided with Lodestar at 134%, but if there's one thing we learned about Lodestar's Luigi, it's that it is a scary beast that you should never count out.
Absolutely. Again, Tim just trying to find these F Smashes or anything to try to deal with Luigi right now. Lodestar able to hang on, but we can see how long he can hang on for. Oh, the back air. Back air just barely takes out Lodestar, and that's going to be game one.
I don't know if I'm changing anything.
If I'm Lodestar, if I'm being honest. Like, that game was so incredibly close, and yeah, it's definitely Tim's really, really good at throwing off their opponent's rhythm, which means it's really hard for Lodestar to start up that Luigi Blender. But in those little moments where we saw it, where we saw those misfires, those nice juicy grabs, a lot of power was shining through, and I mean, there's a reason we ended up in a last stock situation.
Absolutely.
Just craziness, and now we're going into game two. Interesting to see what stage Lodestar likes to choose, because there is just no way out of dealing with the Thunder Jolt pressure, no matter what stage you're on.
Yeah. Because if you go smaller, you're gonna have less time to react, and if you go bigger, you're just gonna play a zoning game for a while.
Against Pikachu, that's just not a game you want to play.
Yeah, and again, Luigi and Pikachu, very, very similar game plans. Throw a small projectile, find a way in, get a grab, combo from there, or get an aerial, combo from there. So it's going to be really hard to be counter-picking, because if it's a good stage for you, it's probably a good stage for your opponent.
Again, interesting to see all these small things about what stage do I maybe want to not let the opponent play, that maybe I can try to find a way in. And these small little decisions are what make the big difference here.
Absolutely are. It's those little bitty micro adjustments, those little split-second decisions that can be the difference between championship and second place.
Exactly, and that's what's on the line here, that this could potentially be the last game. Going into a game two situation where there's no best of 5, game, this could decide it all right here.
This very well could. Yeah, if Tim takes this, it's done. So a lot of pressure's on for Lodestar. Going to Kalos again.
Interesting. Kalos not a great stage for Luigi because of the high ceiling, and which is going to be really interesting for Tim to take advantage of.
Yeah, because Luigi does look to kill off the top sometimes with that super jump punch and that up smash, but Pikachu's usually looking to spike, although we have a character switch by Lodestar.
We are seeing a character swap into Hero, which is the first character swap we saw all day at a pivotal moment. Let's see how it changes things up.
Absolutely.
The big thing here is that if Lodestar can get bounced, that could completely change the game for...
Could neutralize T-Jolt. Goodness, I didn't even think about that, but that's absolutely the thought process. You already know. But so risky off stage, already below half MP. And Tim, as we've said earlier, absolutely ravenous, is just going to chase you out there. You're not going to escape their wrath by going off stage.
Exactly. There's no place you can escape Thunder Jolt. It's always going to find you, no matter what. If you're off stage, it'll just go around the stage. If you're on stage, it will find you. No matter what, you're going to get hit by the Thunder Jolt.
You know what else you can't escape? A big, old, critical hit.
It's true. You never know when it can happen, and that is absolutely a way to take stocks. All the critical hits from Hero, all of his smash attacks being able to just instantly almost melt a stock.
Absolutely, and avoiding that edge guard there with Zoom is huge. That's something Lodestar's doing super well, is checking the menu when deep off stage to see if they can get that Zoom, and if not, canceling it and going into an up B. We saw that, and then we saw a Zoom. Like, they are absolutely, once again, as we talked about earlier when we had a Hero on the stream, it seems to be a trend with all our players today. They're very, very good about checking that menu, really processing what it says, but doing so quickly and efficiently to keep the game moving. There we see an accelerate, so now suddenly Pikachu's not the only one who can rush down on this screen.
Yeah, the accelerate from Hero is something that completely changes his playstyle. He can go from someone who sits in the back and waits out his down B or try to shoot through the projectiles, so he can get right up in your face just like that, and there's
The bounce.
So again, it'll be interesting to see how Tim changes this slight adjustment for the, I can't remember, it's like the 15-ish seconds-ish, that all the hocus pocus into the slow is not something we want to see.
Bounce!
The bounce saved it!
Oh, that's the game changer that bounce can be. Is that a psych up and a zoom? Yes.
Psych up in the Accelerado just able to instantly go in, and there you go, a stock is gone.
And bounce is back immediately, which could be an issue for... Was that a trade, or did bounce just affect the F smash?
No, that was a trade.
Okay, goodness. I was like,
That would be crazy.
this move knows no limits.
Exactly. I believe the only projectile forward smash is Mega Man's.
Yeah. Again, the bounce against the T-Jolts. It's bounce such a common move. It works out super well. Lodestar wanted to flag. They were risking it all.
Crazy.
Oh, that high recovery putting them in special fall, a little scary. Here's Zoom. Nice, jumping out of it, just keeping out of range. Bounce is off, and we're at a crazy high percent here, but that does mean there's a little bit of rage on Hero.
Interesting to see an up throw.
Under.
Just like it doesn't go.
Bounces off the stage. Just looking for spikes, bouncing off the stage. Okay, but living to 197 could be huge for Lodestar here. This could be an opportunity to find a comeback. Looking for that thwack, hoping that Tim would keep being this ravenous approach. Up throw takes stock at 200. Who knew?
Well, I mean,
Who knew?
at 200%.
Most things do, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Tim trying to end it all with
Back airs and down air. Oh, that is if you're not ready for it, Pikachu back air and a down air can end games prematurely, but this is Lodestar we're talking about. We got the best high school players in Vermont here. They're not going down that easy.
Absolutely not. Again, Tim just trying to look for that down air to be a quick way to end this game because he does not want to deal with the bounce any more than he has to. Interesting to see, again, how will they try to play around? And the kaboom!
Even stops. Practically even game. 38% is not much for Hero.
Again, just the unwavering trust in Hocus Pocus. You saw that. He went for Hocus Pocus knowing that it could have a downside, but he got lucky and got Flame Slash. Again, Hocus Pocus anything.
I wonder if this switch and this Hocus Pocus is that philosophy we talked about earlier. If I'm going down, having fun and being weird. Let's roll the dice, let's play Hero, and it's working.
It's working so far, but again, that Thunderbolt spam is just so hard to deal with. Looking for that F smash, Tim's not able to get it, but here comes the back airs from Pikachu.
Absolutely good parry. Oh goodness, but not finding anything off it. Of course, some misspacing from Tim is going to give Lodestar an opening. Going to throw Tim away, charge up a neutral special.
Almost.
That would have been scary.
Was perfect.
Bounce, smart choice. I saw that. I saw. Awesome tech! Oh, but the lingering hitbox covering it. I thought we were about to watch Lodestar go Super Saiyan. Absolutely excellent gameplay from Lodestar there. Excellent play from CVU as a whole, but this does mean that Milton is today's winner
That
of
is
the
true.
Vermont High
Milton
School
is today's champion.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Championship.
Congrats to both players. I mean, they were playing their hearts out.
Oh my goodness. I think my heart rate's a little fast, actually.
Just a little bit after that down air
my
tech, you
gosh,
would not
right?
expect that.
That was. There are professionals you don't see hit those techs. I don't hit those techs.
No, absolutely. You wouldn't just expect it to, oh, I got hit by the downer, well, time to tech, and then just
But
reaction
the
times.
knowledge that they were right on that wall and to just go for it, and it almost paid off. That
yeah,
was
almost.
it was the split-second decision, that roll get up.
Small little, again, the small little things that you're caught up in the moment. Wow, I just hit a super cool move. But then Tim just super forward thinking, already in center stage preparing for his kill.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness! Wow, that was incredible. I don't think I couldn't have asked for better Smash Bros. That was a beautiful
know.
thing. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me?
Just, it's hard to, it's hard not to look at that and just be like, wow, these are student athletes who are doing this, that put on an absolute show for us today.
Right, folks? These are high schoolers. The only way they can go is up with this game, and it's incredible. I'm so excited. That's wow. All right. Well,
This was an absolute blast. There was amazing play from both teams. We went to a game 5, which is always super tense.
Game 5 grand finals. It's all you could want.
That's
we said
all
it
we
before.
want. It's again, everybody had a blast. We can hear people talking out there.
The excitement's real.
They're absolutely loving it out there. But unfortunately, that is where we are done for today.
So let's say thank you to all of our lovely teams. We had Milton, we had CVU, we
We had
had
Hazen, we had Colchester, and obviously we want to thank Play Versus and Nintendo for letting us do this. But also we want to thank
Champ Esports for hosting the event.
Absolutely.
The awesome people in booth who have helped put this on. A little round of applause for them. And Aless, thank you for joining me today on the stream.
Absolutely. It was fun to be here. I had a great time. I can't wait to do this again. Sounds like we're going to be coming back here for a while.
I'm very
wait to
excited
see
to hear
that.
that, and I'm excited for the future of it. And folks at home, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope this was everything you could have wanted and more. Lord knows it was for me.
Absolutely.
And we'll have to see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.
Go on.